What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the SFS channel. My name is Gavin, and I apologize for not having many videos out this week. I've been really busy with my own football season here, so trying to get videos out on fantasy football and the NFL has been a bit of a challenge. So we're back today, though, for Thursday night football. I've got my NFL Week 4 picks and analysis. I'll be choosing the winner of every game this week. So without further ado, let's get started. First game on the block this week is the Thursday night football game of the Denver Broncos traveling to the New York Jets. And to be honest, these are two banged up teams. I think the Broncos are a halfway decent team. However, they are injured from top to bottom of that roster, and they're missing key players all over the field. But the Jets are just a hot dumpster. They're just trash, to be honest. It makes me sad because I love Le'Veon Bell, but he's on the injured reserve. I was a Sam Darnold fan, but obviously that's not working out too hot. I think it's more of a coaching issue, but I'll take the Broncos in this game by over a touchdown. Next up, Indianapolis is traveling to Chicago to play the Bears, and I will take the Colts in this one to finally upset the fraudulent, undefeated Chicago Bears, who, despite what anyone might say, do not deserve to be undefeated. They got a freebie last week against the Falcons, who can't seem to hold a lead at any point in the game, so I'll take the Colts here in this one. Quick side note here, if this is your first time watching the SFS game predictions, I throw a score in there sometimes, but I don't actually count the score towards my record. Before I forget about it, last week I was 10-6 in my record predictions. It was my worst week so far this season, but I'm still overall 35-14, so I'll take that. But moving on, we've got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Cincinnati Bengals, and I think that the Bengals get their first win of the season in this game, and it's going to be by a slim margin. I think that Joe Burrow is too good to lose to a team like Jacksonville. I really like Gardner Minshew, and I really like the Jags, but I think that the Bengals are primed for a win. They started out 0-2, got the tie last week, and I think this week is when they finally get that first win. Moving on to Dallas-Cleveland, I think that this game is a Cowboys win by more than a score. Dallas is by far the better team. Baker Mayfield is a game manager. He really can't do the job by himself, and if Dallas's offense runs up the score and the Browns can't run the football, they're in trouble. New Orleans, Detroit, I think that the Saints, despite being 1-2, are still a very good football team. My Packers got a big win over them on Sunday Night Football, but I think that the Saints have what it takes. They just need to get on track here, find their identity, and they will beat the Lions on Sunday. Pittsburgh, Tennessee, I think this is a really interesting game. These are two teams that I think are actually very solid. I think Pittsburgh has a really good offense, a great pass rush, and a solid secondary. And then the Titans' offense is highly efficient. They don't make mistakes. I don't think they're going to let the Pittsburgh Steelers get after Ryan Tannehill in that passing offense because I think they're going to keep the ball on the ground. And when they do throw the ball, it's going to be on play-action pass, and they might hit a guy wide open down the field. So I think this is a really interesting chess match. I think the two coaches in this game will put on a very good performance, and I think that really we're going to see the better team win in this game, and it's going to be very deciding for how the rest of the season will play out for these two groups. Ultimately, though, I will take Pittsburgh 28-27. I think this is going to be a highly contested game. It's going to come down to probably the last play of the game, last drive, last series. So I think that the Steelers will take this one, but by a very slim margin. Miami, Seattle. Seattle's offense is just too insane. Russell Wilson, those wide receivers, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Chris Carson might play this week. They're just too good. The talent is a mismatch based on what the Dolphins have. The Dolphins will put up a little bit more points than they're used to, but they're not going to be able to compete with Russell Wilson. LA Chargers at Tampa Bay. I will take the Bucs in this one. Tom Brady and Tampa Bay are playing an inexperienced quarterback, Justin Herbert. He's a rookie. He's shown promise. But ultimately, Tom Brady is too savvy to lose to a rookie quarterback. Baltimore at the Washington football team. Washington started off hot. The pass rush was great. They got a win on week 1. But Baltimore, despite losing on Monday Night Football and looking ugly, they are still miles better than the Washington football team, so I'll take Baltimore by a touchdown and a field goal in this one. Cardinals at Carolina. I think that the Cardinals are a really, really good team offensively, and their defense has some playmakers as well. Carolina is still kind of integrating that Matt Rule scheme and that system, that culture, so I think that Carolina is a year out. I don't think that they're ready to start competing yet with these higher level teams. They got a big win over the Chargers, who are also young and inexperienced at quarterback. So big win for them last week, but I see them falling this week to Kyler Murray and the Cardinals offense. I've got the final score 23-20 Arizona. Minnesota Vikings traveling to Houston to take on Deshaun Watson and the Texans. I will take Deshaun Watson by a point in this game. I've got the score at 21-20 Houston. I think that Vikings team is just really struggling defensively. They don't have the personnel they need. They're missing pieces in that secondary all over. Obviously, Danielle Hunter on the injured reserve is just killing that team. Their pass rush is not the same without him. So I think the Vikings are in a little bit of a hole here. They're capped out. I think that changes need to be made to that team, maybe a coaching change as well. It's looking ugly in Minnesota. This is the battle of winless teams, so someone's going to walk away from this game 0-4, and I think it will be Minnesota. Giants traveling to LA. LA is just the better team. New York didn't have a hope against the injury-riddled 49ers, who were missing their starting quarterback, best player, top running back, other edge rusher. They were out so many players. Nick Bosa, Jimmy Garoppolo, Raheem Mostert, Solomon Thomas. There was players missing all over the field. Tevin Coleman, I believe, just landed on the injured reserve. It doesn't matter. They are still going to lose to Sean McVay's very good offense. The Rams look back to par. They seem like the team that went to the Super Bowl a few years back. The offense is efficient again. The offense is not making many mistakes, and the offense is very crisp. So, in addition to the defensive stars they have on the other side of the ball in Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey, I don't see the Giants making any moves on this game. The Rams will take it by over a touchdown, and it won't be that interesting to watch. New England traveling to Kansas City. This will be a great game this week. I think that the Chiefs will ultimately end up taking this one because the Pats offense just doesn't have the playmakers to keep up with Pat Mahomes. But that Pats defense will keep them in the game for the majority of it, and I could see the Chiefs pulling away late in the fourth quarter. I've got the game 24-20 Kansas City. I think that's a little bit of a safe bet for Kansas City's point totals for me, honestly. I think realistically it's very possible they creep into the 30s and completely just run the Pats over. But I'd like to think that Bill Belichick would have a scheme planned up for Kansas City, especially coming off an extra day of preparation. Buffalo Bills traveling to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. I think that the Raiders are a very, very efficient team on offense. They've got a true identity. They know what they're good at. They know what they're not. John Gruden, Mike Mayock have done a fantastic job putting that team together, but the Buffalo Bills are extremely sound. They're very well coached, and Josh Allen looks like a blossoming superstar. Obviously, everyone was giving him hate for his inaccuracy on deep balls and throws, but Josh Allen as an athlete, Josh Allen as a passer, Josh Allen as a leader has looked great this season. You can't knock the guy on anything for that. And he's so far stepped up to the challenge and the expectation of leading the NFC East division. And the Bills remain undefeated. So I think that Josh Allen continues that streak this week, despite playing a good football team in the Raiders this week, and the Bills will win this game by a field goal. Next up, we got Philly traveling to San Fran. Like I said, injury-decimated San Fran. The Eagles are in a unique situation that not many teams have ever been able to say they are. They are 0-2-1, winless with 2 losses and a tie, and are in a division where this is normally a must-win game, but it's quite the opposite. It's not must-win at all. The top team in their division is the Dallas Cowboys, who are 1-2, and Dallas could honestly lose to Cleveland this week. So if they lose this game, they're not without the question of still being in that playoff race. Normally, I think this would be an easy mark as a loss on the record column for the Philadelphia Eagles had the 49ers been at full strength. However, if Nick Mullins is playing this game, I have to believe that the Eagles will win this game. I've only got them winning by a field goal despite all the injuries because of how sloppy they've looked and how injury decimated the Eagles are at the same time. So, nonetheless, I'll still take Philly in this game by a field goal. I could really see them dropping this game on the road still, but I think that my gut tells me that the Philadelphia Eagles will be victors in this game. And then finally, over to Monday Night Football, Aaron Rodgers, the bad man, and my Packers will be taking on the Atlanta Falcons at home. And I can't wait for this game. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think that Matt Ryan actually has a better chance to come back from trailing in a deficit against the Packers. I think this is a trap game for my team, and I'm really interested to see how they handle it. So I've got the Packers taking it 35-24, but I could really see us dropping this game. The Falcons are going to respond to these miserable weeks by doing one of two things. They're either going to respond and they're going to have a great week. They're going to come back with a vengeance. They're going to play motivated. Their secondary has been decimated, so you really hope that Aaron Rodgers, if you're a Packer fan like myself, is going to be able to move the ball effortlessly and score lots of points. But I could see the Falcons coming out with some hot heads and running right through Green Bay's defense. But I could also see them responding in another way, and that's just losing all confidence in themselves, losing all faith in the team. Their head coach might be out after this week. If they lose, I could see them all kind of just leaving Dan Quinn by the wayside and not listening to his coaching anymore, because once the coach loses the locker room, then it's kind of over for the season. So Interesting to see how this game plays out. I've got the Packers by over a touchdown, though, and that will conclude my Week 4 NFL picks. So, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell on for more fantasy football content and NFL predictions, updates, and analysis. Once again, I apologize for being a little bit busy this week. I've been a little bit lazy as well, so sorry for not getting out more content for you guys this week. I was trying to fill the gap with Madden videos, but even then I ran out of time to edit those and upload them. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to stay tuned for next time. I will be better in Week 5. I can promise you that, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.